Hey, what is up guys? My name is Tani Margarita, aka Tan, and Maza is at daycare today, so she will not be in this video with me, but she is still technically a part of it. For today's video, we are going to be doing a financial reset. In my previous years, I have always been really good about looking at my income and putting money where I need it to be. I was really good at tracking my expenses and doing all of the good and healthy financial things, but over the past year or so, maybe a little over a year, I've just kind of I've not been doing that, and I think it's time to restart. I'll tell you why. So if you've seen some of my other videos, you know that I am currently living in Australia. And what is the number one dream of everyone who comes to Australia? Traveling in a camper van around the country. So that is something that I really want to do, and I've always wanted to do it, but with COVID and all of that, that dream sort of kind of ended up being on the back burner. But it is back in full force and I am going to make it happen. But that means that I have to once again kind of start tracking my money and budgeting, especially now that I have a puppy, because also if you've seen my previous videos, puppies are expensive. So here we are filming this video to help keep myself accountable, as well as just provide another way of maybe doing things if you're looking to budget, or if you're just curious about how other people budget and their finances and things like that. I'm going to be using real numbers as well for this video. I've also started doing all of my budgeting and planning and all of that. I used to be a pen and paper kind of girl, but I kind of recently switched over to using Notion for everything, so that's what we're going to be using today. Alright, so I just have my Notion opened up, and this is where I keep all of my financial things. So I have expenses, I have income, things for taxes, and this one is new, the Fortnight Budget, which is the one that we're going to be focusing on today. Okay, so here is my Fortnight Budget. I have a few sources of income. I have it for my mental health support work job and also for teaching yoga. And I teach yoga at a couple different studios around the city, so all of the pay periods are kind of different. So we're just doing these together because one of my yoga studios pays me on Wednesdays and my mental health support work job pays me Thursdays. They're both fortnightly and they fall on the same week, so that kind of makes it a little bit easier to help me budget for the fortnight. So for my yoga studio, I taught 4 classes in the fortnight, so I got $252 from that, and then I worked around 80 hours for my mental health support work job, and I got $20 to $109.40 from that. Okay, so that is just the income portion of this. This is where I just enter in however much I earned. And I have budget for the 26th of August through the 8th of September, because what I am earning here, I want it to last me until my next fortnightly paychecks, so that is why I have that date on there. Okay, so fixed expenses is obviously what I must pay every month. So I'm doing, because I get paid fortnightly, I'm going to be doing half of rent for each fortnight. So for rent, we have $825.50. Belong is my, what is Belong? Belong is my Wi-Fi, so that's $60. Bupa, my health insurance, $80.23. And then I am trying to pay off my USAA credit card, so I'm going to be transferring $175 into my American bank account from that. Okay, so I just want to point out as well, for income, I have so it's just normal numbers, right? But my fixed expenses have a negative next to it because at the bottom I need it to be a total of $0, which means that all of my money for the fortnight has somewhere that it needs to go. It has a job to do. Okay, so that was for fixed expenses. Moving on to necessities and other bills. So for groceries, we have $160, for fuel $150, and for Maza $350. That is mainly a big reason why this is so big is because I need to budget in for daycare. She needs to be at daycare at least twice a week, so I need to make sure that I always have enough to be able to take her there. All right, and also because this is my first week back to doing budgeting, I kind of preemptively put these numbers here, but they may or may not change for the next fortnight. I just kind of have to see how I go and how much money I'm actually spending. Okay, and then for my whatever spending, whatever I want spending is $500. So that includes things like, I don't know, like eating out, going bouldering, things for around the house, I don't know, just like random anything sort of thing. I have been watching a lot of budgeting videos where people have sinking funds, and they sort of not even just, yeah, I guess where people have like sinking funds and they are stuffing these envelopes and putting a certain amount of money in each envelope, and I honestly, that is just too much work, and I don't think that's gonna work for me. So I'm not gonna be doing that. I'm just gonna have a general spend it on whatever you want category. And yeah, so for necessities, these are really just the things that I really want to keep track of. And then for savings, camper van, I will be putting $160 in 67 cents into my savings. All right, so I also want to point out that yes, I am saving for a camper van. That is the goal, but my savings category is kind of just an overarching thing. So I will be using that for emergencies as well. If I ever have one, or if I ever need to take money out of that savings account, I'm just gonna have to do it. Okay, so the way this works is every time I spend a certain amount of something, I'm just going to take it away from here. So if I spend $50 on fuel, I will change this to 100, and that's just gonna let me know that that's how much I have left in there. Okay, so at the end of the fortnight, when I get my next paycheck, I'm gonna see what my sum total is. If I get to the end of the fortnight and I see that this sum total is less than my total income, then I think I'm going to take all of that money and just put it into savings as well. Okay, so now that I've finished sort of managing my paychecks for the fortnight, I'm just gonna come over here to where I have my income section, and in transfer to USAA, how much did I say? I said 175. So I'm just gonna do negative $175, and the sum under here is how much I have in my bank account to spend. Obviously not spending it on whatever I want, because I have my categories here and my set amount that I have to spend in each category. But that's just kind of for me to have an overall general view of what is in my bank account. All right, savings, I already have 1,000 in there, and we said we were gonna put 160 and 67 cents, 160 and 67 cents. Okay. And yeah, and I guess just to show you too, here is just sort of where I keep my where I keep track of my income, or I've been keeping track of my income for August. And then I also have this thing here that says expenses, and this is also kind of just to keep track and make sure that I'm not spending more than I have. So that is there, and then I have one last page to manage my expenses, and that is my expense tracker. So just up here I have my monthly fixed bills, the name and what they are, just so that I can come over here and see the date they're due, so that when I'm doing my fortnightly budget, I just have it all right in front of me and I can just transfer it over. Now this is the part that I'm scared to see. Okay, so I have been tracking all of my expenses since the beginning of August, and let me tell you, it's still not even the end of August yet. I honestly have not been have not really been like paying attention to where my money's going. Okay, so I have the title of what it is, the amount that I've spent, the type that it is, if it's a bill, if it was used for a car, laundry, outside eats, home decor, groceries, petrol, things like that, and then just little notes of what it was if I need to have notes, and then the date that I spent it on. So I kind of just wanted to do this for myself more so, just to see how much I have spent this month, and so that I can sort of compare it to next month, September, since I've started budgeting, and see if there's a difference between how much I was spending before and how much I'm spending now. I am like 99.9% sure there will be, but anyway. Okay, so just an example, if I wanted to see how much I spent on fitness and wellness, I can just click the check mark on there, and then I'll be able to see I've spent $93.80 on fitness and wellness this month. That is not so bad. And outside eats, this is the one that I'm a little bit scared of. Alright, let's see how much I spent on outside eats. Why do I keep doing that? Okay. $297.98 on eating out. Okay, that's not too bad still. What else can we see? Okay, this one I think is gonna be a lot. So we spent $496.07 on petrol and parking. That's actually kind of a lot. Do you see? It's good to do this because then you can kind of see like where your money is going and like where you sort of need to keep an eye on it. And I just forgot. Okay, I budgeted how much did I budget? $160 I think for petrol. I don't know guys, I'm not sure that that's gonna last me. I think I'm gonna have to up that a little bit. How much is it? $150 for fuel for petrol. Alright, we'll see how this goes. I'll keep you guys updated. Okay, to be fair though, this is my fortnight budget and this is my monthly expenses. So maybe it'll, no, because $150 a fortnight, that's $300 a month, and that's still way less than freaking $500. Alright, anyway, let's see. What else can we take a look at? Groceries, I don't think I've done groceries yet. Groceries, $244.29 so far this month, which is not too bad. It's less than $300, and I think I budgeted, how much did I budget? $160 a fortnight, so I think I'll be good with the groceries. Yeah, so that is just a few examples of how I categorize my expenses and how I can see how much I've been spending for the month. Alright guys, so that is my first fortnightly budget in my financial reset. I will keep you guys posted next fortnight to see how I did. I'll probably start filming these actually every time I get my paychecks. Again, mostly just to keep myself accountable, and I think it'll be really fun to go back in time, watch this video, maybe sitting from inside my camper van and be like, look how far I've come, look how far I've made it. And also because I've just been watching a lot of these budgeting and financial YouTube videos lately, I think it's like so interesting to see people using their real numbers and sort of how they manage their money. But yeah, that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Any budgeting tips, leave them down below. I will appreciate any advice that I can get, and I will see you in my next video with Maza. Bye!